All right, take two. Hopefully, we're live. Claudia, thank you so much for letting me know about the quality. There is nothing else I can close. So, hoping this is better. I'm just going to take a minute. Actually, you know what? I'm going to check on my iPad. Sometimes that's a little bit easier. Just to make sure this one is now streaming. And hopefully, the sound is better. Claudia, given what we know about the portals today, it's not surprising that it sounded a little out of space. All right, so looks like I'm live here. Okay. Much better. Thank you, Claudia. Perfect. Okay. See if I can keep an eye on comments on my iPad, though. I always find that a little more challenging. In any case, let's get started. Money is a currency. Money is an energy. Energy is a current. It's a currency, and it is in the current. Money is always, always, always around us. It is always, always, always responding to the signals we put out, whether we're sleeping, cooking, eating, on a sales call, creating a post, having a conversation with family, whatever you're doing, there's always current. The current is the current. Now, I'm not here to say we need to constantly be focusing on your desire to make money and that's how you bring it in. What I am saying is that money is always there. That energy is always around us. And this is really about tuning in to your energy. It is really about doing what is necessary to clean up any shadow you have around money in your life or in your business, in your personal finances, in your investment portfolio, whatever you have, cleaning up any shadow energy, any lies that your mind tells you about money, any beliefs that you have embedded in your energetic system from your childhood, from the media, from your parents, from wherever, right? We have a lot of mismanaged codes or beliefs or structures or identities tied into what money is, what money isn't, how we interact with money, who I am in relationship to money, how money comes to me. We have lots of that stuff in us, in our energy field. And it's really about cleaning that up. And cleaning that up, it's not a mental game. I talk about this a lot. It is no longer about rewiring your mindset. It is no longer about flipping negative thoughts to positive thoughts. Your thoughts do not matter. Not at all. What matters is the energy running in your body, the energy that you are hosting, and the energy that you are animating. What energy are you bringing to life? What current are you bringing to life? Energy always responds to energy. That's just universal law. That's how it works, right? It's science. So the question you want to be asking yourself is, you want to look at all the shadow. You want to do the work, the alchemy. Spend some time, getting the shadow to speak out loud so that you can flip it and really find the core lie that the shadow is holding in place for you. And then you want to ask and look at, are you creating with passive energy? Or are you creating with active energy? They're very different. Are you animating the passive side of energy or are you animating the active side of energy? So if you're not bringing in the money that you want to bring in, it's 100% about cleaning up your energy, clearing up any leaks in your channels that you've created in your business for money to flow. That's important too. And choosing to animate the shadow in the moment that shadow pops up. We don't go looking. Here's the other piece that I've seen some people trip up on, and I myself have done this. We don't go looking for shadow. You want to be making powerful moves every day, and you're gonna bump into your shadow. It's going to happen naturally, and that's the moment that you alchemize it. And you do not just do this in your mind. It is so easy to tell ourselves that we've alchemized something in our mind. We rewire our thoughts, we change the way we think about something, and we tell ourselves that we've recoded the energy. You haven't. The energy's in the body. We're moving it all from here all the way into the body. The body is where it happens. So you decide you're going to create the money that you have in your vision, your desire, whatever it is. You choose to unhook from anything that tells you otherwise. And you unhook and you unhook and you unhook. You do the alchemy when that's needed. If you're not able to simply turn away from that belief for that lie, making powerful moves every day. Absolutely. Ow, I'm sorry, I hurt my wrist today. And then taking the powerful actions that are guided by your intuition. Decide you're going to make the money, turn away from anything else that says otherwise, or unhook from it if you need to, or alchemize energy, and then keep taking powerful actions that are guided by your intuition. Money requires you to throw yourself into the ring, to go all in, to play in the massive game of life. If you are on the sidelines in any way, that is passive energy. I'm just going to dip my toe into the water and see if this alchemy thing works. I'm going to hope and pray, but I'm not going to go all in. That's passive energy. That means you are not running an active energy where you have jumped in both feet all the way to your head into the pool and you are playing the game. You cannot be on the sidelines hoping for it to pray, wishing for it to pray, seeing in your mind that it's changing, but not taking the action. Playing in the massive sea of life, absolutely. If you are on the sidelines hoping and praying and wishing, if you're on the sidelines dipping your toe in and I'll dabble, but I'm not going to fully jump in and fully commit, that's child energy. Child energy is shadow. And the opposite of child is the sovereign. The sovereign is all about owning what you're creating, owning your desire for something and making it happen. Child, hopes and wishes and dreams. So if you want to make a certain amount of money, if your vision, your clear vision, your clear desire is, I want 50 grand by the end of this month, or $1 million a year, whatever it is for you, you need to go all in on that. There cannot be dabbling. There cannot be back and forth, because money responds to energy. Energy is current. So that means anytime a disbelief, a lack of certainty, an old pattern, an attachment to identity, anything like that shows up, you have to do the alchemy right then and there. It cannot be done at a later time. It can't be done ahead of time. You do it in the moment. That's how you shift the energy in your body. No holding back. Money is always responding to energy. It does not respond to dreams. It does not respond to thoughts. It does not respond to emotions. Money doesn't care how you're feeling or thinking. It doesn't respond to wishes and hopes. What it does respond to is creative energy. Money responds to creators. Why? Because creators have active energy. Creators are out there creating, trying things. They've gone all in. They are animating their desire by clearing out shadow and taking whatever action is required in order to make it happen. There's no overthinking. There's no just testing the water first. There's no questioning. Ooh, is this going to work for me? Does this feel right? Does this resonate? None of that mental stuff. We have to throw all of that out the way. This is about animating, creating and animating energy, bringing energy to life. That's how we create matter, and that is what energy responds to. That is active energy. That's what money requires you to do. That is what money responds to, because money is just energy. Energy responds to energy. So if your energy is passive, money's not going to respond. If your energy is active, money's responding. Now, you need to also be present and available to receive it and to create it and to follow the intuitive steps that you're guided to. And this does require a leap of faith, 100%. Sometimes, and this is the other piece, we're going to talk about this a little later in the week, but your intuition is going to ask you to do things that seem totally insane or crazy or misaligned or out of resonance or something different. Why? Because that's going to bring your shadow up. And you've got to clear the shadow in order to shift the energy and then choose to be all in, be that active participant. So your intuition is going to tell you to do something that makes no sense. It might be scary as heck. It might seem unreasonable. From the outside, it looks ridiculous. To another person, it might seem insane. That doesn't matter, because you have agreed to go all in. You have agreed to throw yourself into this game of life, to put yourself on the line, to put your reputation on the line, to put your trust on the line, to put your belief on the line, to put your power on the line, to put your identity on the line. You put all of that in. You go all in, and you're willing to look like the fool. That's the magician energy. You bring your warrior energy in, so do whatever it takes, regardless of how it looks. We bring all of that, we animate all of that. That's the animation piece. You're willing to put it all on the line in order to have your decree, your desire become reality. So remember, the safety piece is associated with wanting to control everything, right? And I know you guys are familiar with this part. If it's always responding to the energy in your body, then working on your mindset and your thoughts is a waste of time. It's the energy in your body that needs to be clean. It's not a mental activity. It's not about thinking that it's going to be different. It's about cleaning up that energy so that it's clean and it's clear. And then all the energy around you knows exactly how to respond to you. And then you are present and available to receive the next step, the next intuitive action, the clients, the sales, the money, all that stuff. So the work is to clean up your energy. And as I said, it has to be done. The alchemy has to be done in the moment. You can't pre-plan for it. And you are going to be led into actions that aren't going to look sane because they aren't about the result that you want necessarily. They're about uncovering more of the shadows, more of the disbelief, more of the lies, more of the lack of worthiness, all that stuff, so that you can alchemize it, so that you can clean up the energy. So you might want to write this down, but be willing to face every single shadow. You've got to be willing. Be willing to let your current identity die. You need to change. You need to shapeshift into a different alien version of yourself that's different from who you are right now if you want to create something different. So be willing to let your current identity die. You need to be willing to follow your intuition no matter what it tells you to do. You need to be willing to take actions that might look a little insane or feel irresponsible, or, right? You need to learn to dance in that chaos and be willing to look like the fool. That's how you're going to bring more of the shadow up. That's how you're going to have more opportunity to clean and clear it. And that's how you're going to start taking actions that are different than what you've been doing. And that's how you create the new identity, the new aspect. You bring online the new aspects of yourself that you need. I'm sorry, I need some water. That you need to bring on. Does this make sense? Let me know if this makes sense. Again, I'm sorry for the tech challenges. If you were on the first one and we stopped halfway through, this is part 2. So you can hashtag replay in the comments and let me know you've caught this. Yeah, so hopefully this makes sense. Let me know. I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about calling out your inner liar. Hey, hello, Jessica. Nice to see you. Yes, makes sense. Good, good. Thank you, Claudia. Tomorrow's going to be fun. So as I said, February, this is 5 days a week. I'm going to be coming on here and talking to you guys. So we're going to be switching things up this month. Let's make this the month to reach your goals. So tomorrow you're going to see a post show up in the group that asks you to declare your goal for February. Make it known to all of us in this group so that you can really step into owning it, claiming it, all that stuff. It's powerful. It's one thing to sit in your own private space and have the thoughts going on and tell yourself you're doing it. It's another to jump all in and play the game. And that's what we're doing this month. So if you're with me, if you're jumping all in and playing the game, I'm right here with you. I want to know. Let me know. Whoop, whoop. Amazing, Claudia. Love it. So inner liars, I'm going to bring those out tomorrow. That's going to be lots and lots of fun. Remember that the application for Animate Your Soul Blueprint Mastermind is now open. We start February 14th, Valentine's Day. There's only 6 spots. So if you are thinking about joining, then get your application in. It's an application process. So I hope to see you guys in there. And that's all I have for you today. But really, maybe listen to the replay, even if you're here live with me. Like, what is it you need to be willing to do? And a big piece of it, so face your shadows. Yes, we know that, but let your current identity die. That is a big one, and one that we struggle with. No one likes death. No one likes to step into the unknown. But if you want to create this change that you say you desire, you have to be willing. All right, guys, so I'm going to leave you with that. And thank you for the whoop whoops and whatnots. And I hope you have a beautiful day. We have sunshine here today, so I'm super excited to go and get some real vitamin D and play outside a little bit. All right, everyone. Look forward to seeing your applications for the mastermind as well. Get those in as soon as you can. All right. Have a great day. Bye for now.